My whole life, I've had visions and dreams of the way the world could be, and I've seen such a gap between the way things are often manifest in the world and what I think is possible, and maybe even necessary if our children are to have a livable future when they grow up.
But what I found out, which has been the missing link, is we need to change the history by which we keep fighting. And that's not many people have been able to change that. We fought and won. You know, you can win a fight. It's a whole different thing when you change the fundamental base of that fight, because it alters it ever being able to happen again.
So you guys come around here often? So many of us get into this kind of work because we can see the injustices that are operating all around us. And nonetheless, we are also to a product of a world that has created these injustices.
I mostly do work in my early years, political, economic type work, leading my people from my tribe as well as 43 tribes in the interior of Alaska. And in doing that work through my 20s, started to realize the depth of kind of some of the emotional and spiritual, cultural trauma and hardship that my own people were facing. And as I became connected to people such as those here in the Global Collaborative, realizing that that depth of kind of suffering and disconnection existed far beyond my own people and my own tribe.
I'm in a community where there is lots of land, just land everywhere. Dealing with the impact of people who have had a forced relationship with that land. Seeing in myself the impact of that forced relationship, and how it affects how I relate to the land, and seeing how it affects other people, and not just individuals, but like the whole community.
Yeah, we're fighting a world or we're fighting within a world where we're trying to rectify so many wrongs done. But actually, a big piece of this work is trying to rebalance the imbalances that have occurred within my own life, and trying to heal the generations of pain and grief and trauma that our peoples have endured. And that is just the kind of the crunch of where things are at. We aren't always fighting externally, but so much of the kind of the struggle is actually this internal struggle, yeah.
There was something inside me that did feel very supported by the whole community here, and the fact that we were together for such a short period of time before I really opened my heart up. The way that the jam is set up is that we focused so directly on issues that affect everyone, and talking about race, class, and gender and power. I mean, you can pretty much talk about anything in your life and it's influenced by those things.
If your ancestors were forced to come to this country or forced to relocate from where they were living, either temporarily or permanently, or restricted from living in certain areas, take one step back.
I don't want to change the game. I'm torn between loving them and truly wanting them to be ahead, but I don't want to get out of my ivory tower to do it. I really don't. So that guilt is something to me. That guilt is my soul, my conscience telling me you're living out of alignment with your beliefs.
I can go off to any elitist college I want to and be the amazing historian that I know I could be. But I put all that aside to go back into a community where 80+ black men are killed every year, where drugs run rampant, where 65% of the people who I grew up with in the first 20 years of my life are gone.
The Jam has been a real heart-opening experience for me, and that's one of the major things that happened to me at the Jam was that through meeting and connecting with people, a lot of different people who just from really different backgrounds and really different ideologies and really different approaches, people I would normally be very judgmental of and easily dismiss and not connect with. In the Jam, I felt a deep kinship and connection with a lot of them.
If we try to use legislation and marches and all those things to access our humanity, it doesn't work. It's the other way around. We have it backwards.
I feel like, in particular, I need strong men of color in my life who are willing to have these tough conversations. And Kareem and I, we had some tough conversations where we both had to be vulnerable. We both felt safe enough to open up to have these real conversations.
I sort of have a new set of shoes for walking in the world, I think. I have a new, squeaky new set of shoes that I feel really comfortable in. And I sort of want to walk in the world just being honest with these issues that were drawn up, and I think those will just naturally answer the questions that I had before about how to acknowledge privilege in my life.
We are hoping some will pray. Everything is copacetic.
Since the Jam, I've collaborated on some work with Jason, particularly when we had the moment around him helping me live in more integrity with my wealth. I think it was important for us to just keep it without any material exchange between us. It was about two brothers, two men. I've spoken with him, and I'm hopefully moving to Oakland soon, where I hope to build and foster a lifelong relationship with Jason.
I think another opportunity of this time is a moment for healing in our nation and across the world, across divides, through really understanding each other, through really connecting. That's how we're going to build a strong and sustained movement.
We still need to find spaces as human beings, as part of a human family, to slow down and connect and begin to understand our feelings, begin to understand our passions, our purpose, and really support one another to achieve that.